What's going on, everyone? We're still all anxiously waiting around for the announcement of Kyrie Irving to the Lakers. The trade, I think, is a matter of when, not if. All signs, everything point to the Lakers acquiring Kyrie Irving. But there are some new details and information that has came out about just the Lakers and directions, as well as maybe a potential third team getting involved with Kyrie Irving, right? So right now, the basis of the trade is Kyrie Irving for Russell Westbrook. And then you have the intangibles, like the little nuances in the trade. Draft picks, stuff like that. Right now, the stand still seems to be on Joe Harris and Seth Curry. The Lakers want Seth Curry. The Brooklyn Nets want to move Joe Harris because they want to clear salary. And both teams want to clear salary. That's the basis of the trade, right? That's the whole reason Brooklyn wants to take on Russell Westbrook is like, we want to clear the salary. We're going to get some nice young pieces for Kevin Durant. We would like to take Westbrook to, be able to have that flexibility going forward. And obviously the Lakers want to maintain the same thing because next year they have like 80 to 100 million in salary that they'll be able to go and get some players, re-sign Kyrie, LeBron, get some new quality guys, things like that. Full taxpayer mid-level, full mid-level, things like that. So they're trying to figure out all the in-betweens and nuances. But a third team may be potentially involved in this trade. The Lakers could route Joe Harris or, other pieces, and then you could kind of have this like structured three-team deal. Again, I think that this trade is going to be pretty straightforward, but the Lakers are exploring their options outside of just the Brooklyn Nets. And the Nets, of course, I'm sure are exploring their options as well. I'm sure that they want to move on of Kyrie Irving as soon as possible. I don't think that these two guys are going to hold up this trade that much longer. I just think everyone's kind of trying to do their due diligence, which, again, makes a ton of sense. You don't want to rush into it. You still have like 2 months before the offseason is over and you can integrate your players, things like that. But the Lakers, for a plan B, in case Kyrie doesn't work, they are targeting Buddy Hield and Myles Turner, the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers may be a third team that could get involved. Now, the Pacers want to clear salary cap. They want to clear all kinds of things. And so the Lakers are reported to, if they can't get Kyrie Irving, their targets are a trade with the Indiana Pacers for Myles Turner and Buddy Hield. Now, Buddy Hield obviously was like that one that got away, right? And the Lakers want to do whatever they can to go get a guy like Buddy Hield. However, I will say that the Buddy Hield thing doesn't make as much sense. If you're going to go that route, why not just take on Joe Harris? If Joe Harris is healthy, he is a 3-and-D style guy, got good size, can play multiple positions, where Buddy Hield is just kind of your three-point sniper. Like, don't get me wrong, he is an incredible three-point sniper, but still, you get a lot more with Joe Harris than you would with Buddy Hield. And then Myles Turner, that makes all the sense in the world. Like, if you can go get Myles Turner, go get Myles Turner. I don't know how realistic this would be, but if you're doing a three-team deal where all of these various components and pieces are being involved, then I could see something like that taking place. Maybe Turner goes to the Lakers, they take on Hield, and maybe they take on Joe Harris, or Joe Harris goes to the Pacers, or, you could kind of finagle and make this work if need be, because the Lakers are looking to acquire these two guys. The Lakers are rumored to be looking to try to acquire Buddy Hield, even if they get Kyrie Irving, but if they can't get Kyrie Irving, they're hoping to get Myles Turner. Now, I think that would make things very difficult, but maybe they would, maybe you can route some draft picks and stuff like that. Maybe Myles Turner goes to the Brooklyn Nets. Maybe the Brooklyn Nets want to take Myles Turner. He's an expiring deal. Got that big man center that's very versatile. And then maybe the Lakers end up with Seth Curry and Buddy Hield. Right? And then that's the deal, and it's a three-team trade. You get that sniper in Buddy Hield. There's not really any questions with him health-wise like there is with Joe Harris. And then maybe Joe Harris goes to the Pacers or Joe Harris stays on the Brooklyn Nets. There's ways that they can make this work. Pacers would get, a couple of draft picks because the Lakers very likely are going to be able to keep, at least one draft pick, and they're going to be able to keep THT. So maybe, if Indiana wants THT in a first-round pick, maybe they could do that. Maybe Brooklyn will just do a pick swap if they can get Myles Turner. So, so say, for example, to break it down, Lakers would get like Buddy Hield and Kyrie Irving. Then you have Myles Turner going to the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn gets Russell Westbrook, or maybe Indiana, maybe they want Russell Westbrook for the salary. Okay, so maybe they get Westbrook. You got some pieces, some draft picks, things like that. THT maybe goes to Brooklyn. Get what I'm saying? You have this three-team movement of players, picks, things like that. Because Indiana, they're rebuilding. So if the deal is right for them and they can recoup some real assets after that, then why not? Why wouldn't they want to get involved? And Indiana was a team that was rumored for a long time to acquire Russell Westbrook. Like, that's what they wanted to do, to clear the salary, to clear the space, stuff like that. So you could really work out a three-team deal if all three teams want to. And it seems like the Lakers are kind of just exploring these potentials. Like, is there a way to make it work? Is there a way to get, these quality guys? Because the Lakers if they get Kyrie, they want to go all in, right? Their plan is to get whatever you can. If you can get Myles Turner and Buddy Hield, then you can re-sign Turner, Kyrie, and LeBron James next season. I mean, could you imagine starting five of Kyrie Irving, Buddy Hield, LeBron James, Myles Turner, and Anthony Davis? Like, as crazy as that sounds, it could be done. It just depends on like what the Lakers have to give up. How do you finagle? Like, what potential things and moving parts are there? Now, I don't think that they'll be able to get Buddy Hield, Kyrie, and Myles Turner. Like I said, very likely Myles Turner will end up going to the Brooklyn Nets if they were to do a three-team deal, where Brooklyn would get, a young center to put around, the Ben Simmons and then whatever young assets they get in a trade. But, I mean, you got to imagine if they're going to trade with the Phoenix Suns, they're going to get Ayton. So do you need Turner, or do you think Turner maybe could play the 4 because he can shoot? I don't know. It's just an update. It's just rumors and speculations at this point until everything's finalized and done. I do still think that it does get finalized and done this week at some point, but we'll see. We'll see what develops. But that being said, as always, this is a discussion, so I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Again, I'm pretty confident Kyrie, Russell Westbrook is going to be the basis. I think that that's going to essentially be the swap. But if you can get a third team and deal like the Pacers, like if the Pacers really do want to take on Westbrook, and you can kind of work out a deal to maybe get that, the Lakers would have to take on salary. But it's not the end of the world if the deal is right. If you can end up with, say, Buddy Hield and Kyrie Irving, and you got to give up a little more, give up THT, maybe take on Joe Harris too, but you can still keep enough financial flexibility to sign LeBron and Kyrie. If you can do that, then great. Because like I said, you'll have Westbrook's money and you'll have LeBron's money coming off the books after this season. So there's tons of moves, tons of potential, tons of growth. But I think this is just a matter of when, not if. I think the inherent trade will be Westbrook for Kyrie. I just think that both sides want to get this done as soon as possible. I don't think they want to waste any time because you still got to think. The Brooklyn Nets, they need to figure out what they're going to do with Kevin Durant. They need to get that trade done. They need to get that trade resolved. I just think that they just, at this point, just want to move off of Kyrie as soon as possible. But, they don't want to make a trade that they're not happy making. I just don't see them holding on for Kyrie for long. You don't want to go into this season with Kyrie on your roster because you're going to pay him to sit and get nothing back. And the threat is real. I mean, Kyrie is leaving to go to the Lakers at some point, whether it's this season or next season. He's going to the Lakers. So why would you run the risk? Get back what you can. You're going to get a couple draft picks. You're going to take on Westbrook for a year. You're going to get that salary relief. The Brooklyn Nets also, they can't afford to not be competitive. They have no draft picks. They have nothing. So they need to be as competitive as possible. So you need to get back whatever you can to be competitive as possible. At the end of the day, at least Westbrook will play for you. At least Westbrook will show up every game and do his best and do his part and play his role. Whether it's the greatest option or not, it's at least something, because the Brooklyn Nets, not like they can tank and just say, hey, let's blow it up, let's get a bunch of young talent and just suck for the next year or two and then, hopefully get some good draft picks. No, they're stuck. So they need to make a decision. So I imagine, again, this will happen sooner rather than later. One last little shameless plug is I did start As It Stands Lakers. It is a channel just like this, dedicated to only the Lakers, because the Lakers are my favorite team. And on this channel, As It Stands, I talk about all teams, all sports, stuff like that. We have football season coming up, so I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. And I just wanted to make a dedicated channel to the Lakers to give the ins and outs. Now, all the big stuff, all the big news and stuff, I will still post here on this channel. But if you want all the ins and outs and just rumors and theories and just discussions just strictly on the Lakers, link down in the description or in the comment section. Go check out the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot, lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.